Number one source of business is for sale by owners. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, sale by owners. Like, share with me, what do you guys believe the number one complaint about for sale by owners?
They're always overpriced.
They're always overpriced. Yeah, absolutely. And what's the second complaint?
They don't want to pay your commission.
They don't want to pay a commission. Okay, now here's the truth. I have prospected thousands of FSBOs, okay? Yes, that comes up a lot. Yes,
it's not false.
But I have contacted for sale by owners who've said, I put my house on Zillow under for sale by owner because I thought a real estate agent would call me. And that's how, because I didn't know an agent. So I thought if I put it up, an agent would call me. And I said, well, how many agents have called you? And they said, just you.
Wow.
And I was like, sweet.
So we have a deal?
And that was a $1.1 million house in Boulder, Colorado.
Nice.
1.1 million. This was like in 2015, 2016. That was a fancy house.
Nice house.
Yeah, I just sold a tri-level in Boulder recently, and it was 1.1 million.
Yeah.
For a little like 78 tri-level with 1.5 bathrooms. It was horrible. Yeah. And our offer was $100,000 low.
Horrible.
It was. And the offer was $100,000 low. And I said to the seller, she's like, oh my God, that's ridiculous. And I said, look, their payment is $9,000 a month. And she said, what? And I said, yeah, for that house. And she goes, that's ridiculous. And I said, well, that's why you need to just take this offer, because who else is going to pay $9,000 a month for this house?
You found it crazy.
Yeah.
You found the person who needed to buy.
Here's the crazy thing. He worked at Twitter.
Oh no.
Oh, there you go. There's a motivated seller. I should go back.
Do you need to
You
sell
know
yourself?
Okay, so here's the good thing about FSBOs. So the bad thing about FSBOs is a lot of them overpriced. Why do they overprice? It's because they don't understand the market. What is our job? To explain to them the market, right? Second is and here's the key on FSBOs. Here's the honest to goodness key for FSBOs is they want to try to do it themselves. It doesn't mean that they're committed to that journey.
They start the process and go, phew.
Yeah, how many of you have tried to build something on your own and then had to hire somebody to fix it? Guilty, right? Guilty. That's what they're doing, right? So here's the good thing about FSBOs. We know that they want to move, right? Now, we don't know if they're urgent or they have to move. We know that they want to move. Now, oftentimes when you contact a FSBO, they're going to say to you, I don't have to sell, okay? Or they'll say to you, it's not about the money. What's the truth?
It's probably about the money.
And they have to sell. People will guard, they'll put up their defense with what the pain is, right? So, if you ever been broken up with and they say, it's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
It's you. Okay. So the reality is if they say it's not about the money, it's about the money.
Right.
I don't have to sell. They have to sell. Okay. So you just have to figure out how to get past that wall in order to get them to open up to you and tell you the truth. Right. And there's some techniques to do that we can talk a little bit about, but some of that scripting is in the app. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Okay. We also know what they feel that their house is worth. Right? How many times have we gone on a listing appointment, right? And we say, we got our CMA, we're all excited, it says 875, and they go, I want 1.125. And you're like, where the hell did you get that number?
It's a great number. I want that for you too.
Where'd you pick that one from? Well, that's just what I want, right? That's what my house is worth.
Yeah.
Right? For FSBOs, we know where their price is. And I've seen FSBOs, I've seen for sale by owners where the price is actually below the market, right? And it's not selling. Okay, and let me be really clear for everybody on this call, we're going to see that again. We're going to see for sale by owners that are not marketed correctly, maybe they have a little sign in the yard. They don't have it on Zillow. They don't have it on FSBO.com. They don't have it in RE Colorado. They're not promoting it anyway. They have a sign in the front yard thinking that they're going to sell their house that way because that's what they did in 1980. And they're not getting anything. And you literally can show up and say, I can sell your house and I can actually get you more money than this. So you don't even have to worry about my commission because you're going to net more money working with me than if you sell it yourself. Okay. Now, I know the other question is there's no FSBOs. Okay. There are 1,362 of them. I just searched this last night. 1,362 for sale by owners on Craigslist. So if you're familiar with Craigslist, you go to Craigslist for sale, house for sale, and then you have to click on it and do the drop down that says by owner. So you see this third category right here is Denver housing real estate by owner. Now here's really important. Some sellers that are listed will put their house up in for sale by owner, just so you know. And I got turned in by another Keller Williams agent for prospecting behind the sign. So when you do this and you're contacting your FSBOs, screenshot, take a picture, because I was able to pull up the Craigslist post where it was for sale by owner, and I didn't get in trouble for going behind the sign because the listing agent didn't know that the seller put it on Craigslist.
So it was actually listed.
Yeah.
You had no idea because you were just looking at this.
Yeah, because when you're a prospector, okay, and I'm a prospector, you don't have time to do research. You don't have time. You're better off just saying, I'm sorry, and moving on than sitting there. Because if you're doing research, you're going to get in your head. If you get in your head, you're going to stop prospecting. Okay, very simple. Okay, so Craigslist, check this out. Zillow, there's 228 of them listed on Zillow right now. 228 for sale by owners. So again, you go for sale by owner, you go to more. Oh no, I'm sorry, you go to for sale, and then and for sale is a drop down. You can go to buy owner. And then when it pops up on the screen, it's going to show agent listings. It's going to show this section. Whoops. It's going to show this section here first, and you're going to think that there's no FSBOs because Zillow doesn't want you to look for FSBOs, right? But if you look at this thing where it says other listings, you click on that, you highlight that, it pulls up all the FSBOs, okay? And there used to be this thing called Zillow Make Me Move, which was really cool, but that's gone now. So, I don't know.
When did that disappear?
Like 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah.
I feel like
It's because that was just like,
fun.
that was more like,
Test the market.
agent call me. That was what that was.
We all
That was
got
awesome.
sucked into it.
Yeah. So for sale by owners, here's the key is if now this one's interesting because this one I pulled it up and I did a screenshot. Look at this. Their phone number is literally right there. Literally right there. So if you want to call, if somebody wants to call 9202 West 94th Avenue, Westminster, there's the phone number, 720-323-6765, right? Hi, Mr. Seller. Yes. Hey, I was calling you about your property. When's a good time I can come by and check your property to see if it matches, if the features of the inside match what my client's looking for? Do you have a client looking? Yeah, I have lots of clients that are looking. I'm curious to see if your house matches those features. When's the time I can come out? Okay. Now, do you have a buyer? Let me tell you, I didn't say my client will pay anything for the property. Okay, how many of you get that text every single day from an investor that says, do you have any good deals? That's your buyer. That's your buyer, right? Your buyer is going to buy the property at 70 cents on the dollar, okay? That's what they want right now, 70 cents on the dollar. You just do the math. Here's the deal. So you go out, you look at the property, and then what are you going to do? You're going to talk to the for sale by owner, and you're going to ask them questions, right? You're going to do a FSBO needs analysis, of which scripting is in the Trio app. It's wonderful. So here's the script, okay? Here's the script. You say, you go into the property and you walk around and you go upstairs, and as you're walking through the property, you're non-combative, okay? So you're not going to square off with them, okay? You're always going to be kind of positioned softly. If I'm just over 6 feet, I'm not going to be up on somebody. No, I'm going to be back here. They might be at the top of the stairs. I might be 3 steps down, right? I'm going to be in a subservient position. Then I'm going to say something like, you know, it's a beautiful home. How much activity are you getting? How many buyers are coming in? Right? And they go, I don't have any buyers. So I use a little bit of the modified bold script. Okay. So the bold script, remember the 4 types of buyers? Oh, You're
I
gonna
didn't
love
take
this.
bold.
Oh, this is like the best part of bold. Like the FSBO stuff in bold is because I've known Diana Kokoska for 30 years. She and I actually worked at the same Remax office back in the day. She did everything she said she did. Like she was tough, man. So the script is really simple. You know, so how many calls did you get last week? Oh, I got 10 calls. How many of those calls were agents just trying to get your listing? 8. Oh, how many of them were buyers? 2. Did any of them show up? Right? So you're just walking around. So did any of them show up? You know, just walking through the house, super cash. They go, yeah, one of them showed up. Oh, was it an investor just trying to buy your house for pennies on the dollar? Because there's a lot of those out there, right? Looking for a deal. No, it wasn't that. Oh, was it somebody who was like serious about buying, but maybe they're not ready? Serious and not ready? Oh, yeah. They have a house that they need to sell. They're just kind of looking. Yeah. So nobody who is serious and ready. And they go, no, nobody's serious and ready. Well, you know why? It's because serious and ready buyers, they work with real estate agents because they don't have time to search around. Like they're getting relocated here from Chicago or Boston, maybe even Florida. I saw 4 Florida plates driving in this morning. I thought that was really odd in the snow that there's all these Florida drivers. It was probably because I was weaving through them because they don't know how to drive in the snow. And I was like, get off the road. So serious and motivated buyers, serious and ready buyers, they have to get into a house quickly. They've got to get in quickly. So they're going to work with a real estate agent that's going to show them, 5, 10 houses in one day so they can pick one and get it under contract quickly before they have to fly back to Chicago. And they go, oh, okay. And now here's my modification to the bold script. Do you know why agents don't show for sale by owners? There's 3 reasons why agents don't show for sale by owners. One is it's really difficult to call a bunch of for sale by owners and coordinate the schedule because a lot of them don't answer the phone because they've been getting solicited all the time by other agents, so they stop answering the phone. So it's too hard to coordinate. 2 is they don't want to have to negotiate their commission into the deal. So when you're listed on the MLS, the commission is discreetly disclosed in the MLS, and the buyer's agent knows what they're going to get compensated for before they walk in. So they don't have to negotiate their deal. And their biggest fear is that they're going to blow up the deal over their negotiation and have to have that conversation with the buyer. Is that true?
Yeah.
100% true. Now, when you're saying this, like you're super empathetic and understanding, you're like, look, man, this is what's going on. This is the way real estate agents think. Right now, are you offering the co-op to an agent? They go, yeah, I'll pay a co-op. Yeah, agents don't know that. Because there's a lot of for sale by owners that won't. Because they are just hell-bent on never working with an agent. I'm not going to work with an agent. I don't like real estate agents. I had a bad experience. That's not you. You're okay working with an agent. But you're looking at, hey, how do I save a little bit of money, right? That's kind of what you're probably thinking is, I don't need somebody to tell me how to price my house or how to market my house. I can do that. But you're missing out on serious and ready buyers. And those serious and ready buyers, those are the ones that are paying full price because they have to get a house this weekend. They just sold their house. They just got relocated. Something happened in their life where they have to buy. They don't have time or energy to negotiate. They're coming. They're going to look at 10 houses. They're going to pick one. They're going to get back on a plane. They're flying home. Right? So you're not going to get those buyers, right? You know what the third reason is that agents don't show for sale by owners? Some for sale by owners, not you. Some of them are really hard to deal with. Some of them are just mean and evil and hard to work with. And agents have been exposed to those, and they don't want to expose themselves or their client to an irrational seller. Because even though real estate agents are sometimes hard to get along with, and trust me, I know I have to work with them. I say that all the time. There's a code of ethics that we work, and there's a process that we follow. So even though we might get tense with each other, we can get the deal done because there's some kind of rules of operations that we work with. Right? So now I'm usually in the master bedroom. Right? Somewhere in the master bedroom, master bathroom, having this conversation, walking through the house. super casual, super low key, non-combative. Okay. Now, price. So let me ask you, how did you come up with the price? Oh, you saw it online. Oh, okay, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, that's interesting. And they usually will say something like, well, what do you think of the price? Do you think I'm priced right? If they ask, what's your commission? What do you think it's priced at? What should I do to get the home ready? What does your marketing look like? Those are called closing triggers. Those are 4 closing triggers. By the way, this is in the app under coaching. There's a whole section on this. Okay, 4 closing triggers.
Talking to me.
You are my
I'm
victim.
scared.
And my 2 people online, 3 people online. Hi, Sophia. So 4 closing triggers. They ask, what's your price? What should I do to get my house ready? What's your commission? Or what does your marketing look like? They're interviewing you. Do not answer that question without doing your full presentation. That's a great question. Are you asking me because you're interested in hiring me as your agent, or are you just curious? That's a great question. Are you asking me because you're interested in hiring me, or are you just curious? I'm just curious. Well, I understand. Well, here's the thing. I can't tell you your price unless you're actually serious, because it takes me 3 to 4 hours to prepare to get an accurate price. Just like an appraiser doesn't just come and spitball a number. They spend hours doing research to determine it. And in this market, more than ever, it's super important that I spend time doing that. And I'm happy to do that for you if you're interested in interviewing me. Cool. Okay? Real easy. Real easy. So the last script for FSBOs, again, this is in the app under coaching. See that? The free app under coaching. The last script for FSBOs is they say something like, oh, I don't need an agent. I can market my house myself. I can do everything. I had this happen in Longmont. We were filming a reality TV show. This is pretty funny, called Buying Boulder. Yes, it's on YouTube. If you want to laugh your butt off, the pilot is on Boulder.
I'll go look.
It's brutal. This section wasn't there. We did this live. We went to a FSBO and literally live filmed it, right?
Oh, fun.
Oh, no, not fun. Not fun. Literally, the guy had dog poop all over the room, and the couch was turned over upside down.
Oh.
And the camera people,
It's
right?
like the best reality TV show
Oh,
ever.
it was brutal. It was so no, because the producer is from Naples, Florida, and he does like $1 billion home Florida, like he's doing these big mansions and stuff. And literally, you watch and he's like, "What are we doing?" And I'm like, "This is the reality, man. Like this." So
This is really what it looks like.
this is real. Okay, so here's the other script on FSBOs is. So this gentleman, he has his house. He's owned it for 40 years. In his driveway is a brand new pickup truck, right? Brand new Chevy Silverado, temp tag still on, right? And so he says, I don't need an agent. I can sell it myself and get lots of calls. I say, yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. So let me ask you, I see you have a brand new pickup truck. So you bought that. Did you buy that local? He goes, yeah, I bought it over here. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome. So if you took that truck right now and you just put a for sale sign on the truck, what do you think you would get for it? And he says, well, as soon as you drive a vehicle off the lot, you lose 20%. So he says, you lose 20% as soon as you drive it off the lot. I'm like, okay. So what'd you pay for that truck? He's like, $36,000. I said, okay. So you would get about 20% less. So maybe 28, 27, 28,000. He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. If you drove that truck right back to the dealership, parked it in the exact same spot that you found it at, how much would the dealership sell that truck for? And he said, probably pretty close to what I said, but it's used now because you drove it, you bought it, and now it's selling it used. And he goes, probably $35,000. I said, so they'd sell for $1,000 less than what you paid for it, and you would get 20% less because you're selling it yourself. What's the difference? And he says, they're a dealership. They drive buyers to them. They have more buyers. And I said, exactly. Real estate agents are the same way. Buyers come to real estate agents to find a house. The people that are coming to your house are looking for a deal, right? What buyers go to a dealership versus what buyers shop on Craigslist or drive around looking for cars? People who are driving around door to door are looking for a deal, okay? So that's the scripting. If you hit those points, I'm not telling you if you hit those points, you're going to get every FSBO. You're just going to have a much higher likelihood of overcoming those objections, okay? Now, what's even better is if you had a video that said all those things in an app that you could send your FSBOs.
Tell us more, Sean.
Okay.